Christianity and Islam share deep historical, theological, and cultural ties, yet the question of salvation has often been a dividing line. Traditional Christian theology asserts that salvation is found exclusively through Jesus Christ. This has led many Christians to conclude that Muslims are excluded from salvation and destined for hell. However, over the past century, biblical scholarship, interfaith dialogue, and philosophical critiques of eternal punishment have prompted many Christians to rethink the nature of hell and the criteria for salvation. The mid-20th century marked a seismic shift in how the Catholic Church viewed other religions, including Islam. The document Nostra Aetate, 1965, stated, "The Church regards with esteem also the Muslims. They adore the one God, living and subsisting in himself, merciful and all-powerful, the creator of heaven and earth." This moved the needle toward inclusivism, the idea that while Christ is the only Savior, his grace might reach those who do not know the gospel but seek God with a sincere heart. Under this view, a Muslim might be saved through Christ even if they didn't identify as Christian during their life. However, Christ is not the only Savior in the world, and since the idea of Christ is a cultural proclamation of an imperialistic nature, Muslims, by dint of their cultural sovereignty, are immune from the Christian hell. A critical flaw in condemning Muslims to hell lies in historical anachronism. Jesus lived 6 centuries before Islam existed. To claim that Muslims reject Christ assumes access to theological formulations that Jesus himself never articulated. Moreover, the Qur'an honors Jesus as a prophet, affirms his virgin birth, and recognizes his moral authority. Condemning Muslims for theological conclusions shaped by later church councils raises serious ethical and logical problems. Historically, the doctrine of hell has functioned as a mechanism of fear-based control, reinforcing religious boundaries and institutional authority. Labeling Muslims as eternally damned has often served political and cultural purposes, justifying crusades, colonialism, and modern Islamophobia, rather than reflecting the spirit of Jesus. Deconstructing Hell reveals how theology can be weaponized to dehumanize and demonize other religions and other cultures. The belief that Muslims are destined for the Christian hell is a theological construct shaped more by historical power, cultural fear, and doctrinal rigidity than by the teachings of Jesus. When examined critically, this belief collapses under biblical scrutiny, ethical reasoning, and historical context. What are your thoughts on the fate of Muslims regarding the traditional Christian view of hell? Drop your comments below, and if this resonates with you, subscribe for more insights on the transformation of consciousness.